Hello, 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 Periscope. How are you, Periscope? What's going on? So, Periscope, my name is Nita. I am Reconnecting CHW. So come on in. I have a video today I have got to share with you guys. Pull out your pen and paper. Pull out your pen and paper. I'm going to jump right into this thing. I'm actually talking to you guys from my vehicle. I'm just getting off work, so I wanted to talk to you guys before I went in the house. This is placed on my heart. I got to talk to you guys. We're going to jump right into this thing. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Nita, and I come to you guys with truth, to empower, to encourage, to motivate. There are many people who are going through some things, and you're looking for quick fixes. You're looking for quick fixes, and I want to talk to you guys today about quick fix. When is enough just enough? So if you're just coming into the video, if while I'm going on, please ask questions though, but I want to get through this, and so I want to be able to answer questions. I want to be able to link up. If you want to email me at nvroconnect@gmail.com. Just go ahead and scroll up, and you will see my email account. So first, I want to start out with, what is a quick fix? There are many definitions of a quick fix, okay? There are many definitions of a quick fix, okay? And so I want to give you guys two definitions of what a quick fix actually is. One meaning is it's an easy remedy or solution, especially a temporary one, which fails to address underlying problems, okay? An easy remedy, especially a temporary one, which fails to address underlying problems. Number two, an expedite temporary solution, especially one that merely postpones coping with an overall problem. Okay? Did you hear what I said? It merely postpones coping with an overall problem. An expedited situation, temporary solution, especially one that merely postpones coping with an overall problem. Many times, this is what we do in our lives. Instead of dealing with things, we look for quick solutions out of them. We look for ways to avoid it. We look for ways not to even deal with it, to let it go, not to think about it, not to talk about it. And so, many times for some people, this leads to an ultimate cost that you don't even want to go through. Okay? So, do know, if you take a quick fix to anything, I don't care if it's weight loss, I don't care if it's a situation with mom and dad or whoever, let me tell you guys, there is no quick fix. Some examples that people do, what they do is, some people may drink, some people may do drugs, some people may go out and have sex with a lot of people, some people just avoid the situation instead of facing it, letting go, and you don't let go, and so you find yourself covering that situation up with other things. Sometimes people talk about other people. That's just what they do. Sometimes people talk about other people to avoid their own problems. That's what they do. And they'll hurt somebody else because they're hurt. What is the saying? Hurt people, right? So those are just some examples of, exactly what happens in that situation. Okay? So even though the definitions are different, they're still the same meaning. And at times, that is what happens in life, and it passes on to generations, okay? So what I'm telling you guys is this. I grew up in a household, right, with my mother and my grandmother. And we all say that our grandmother's from the old school, right? Many times what that means is, without saying much, is that they don't deal with it. They just sweep things under the rug. Whatever the situation is, you keep it moving, baby. You don't think about it. You don't worry about it. But guess what? That lingers on. What happens is you carry those burdens throughout your life, and then they ultimately becomes a part of your dead relationships, even with your children. You know, those problems that you haven't faced ultimately go on from generation to generation, and you're like, yeah, so-and-so got that problem just like her mama. So-and-so got that problem just like their daddy. Because we avoid these things instead of facing these things. Okay? So, either we were never taught to cope or never wanted to face the situation because of guilt and shame. So, let me tell you, sometimes we don't even want to say anything because we're afraid of what somebody else is going to say about us. That was my problem. I was always worried about what somebody was going to say about me. I was in shame. I was in guilt. I didn't want anybody to say nothing bad. I was already feeling bad about myself. So, you know, many times that's what happens. And so you don't want nobody to know. But sometimes you got to talk to somebody. It's okay. You know, that's why God put therapists here. That's why God puts people in your lives sometimes. Or if it's not the person in your lives, you know, if you can go to your doctors or say, hey, I really need to find a good therapist. Somebody that I can just talk to. Okay? And so this is what we need sometimes. But it all leads to now layers and layers of mess. Hello, thank you for joining, Health Activist. I'm going into and I actually just got started on quick fix, and so a quick fix, when is enough just enough? So right now I'm talking about, you know, after you avoid situations, thank you for the hearts, what happens is, you know, it leads to layers and layers of mess. So when you don't cope or deal with those situations, this is what happens. And I'm going back again, because what I said was this follows us into generations. Many times you hear people say, yeah, my mom had mental health issues, and so their daughter had it, and yeah, I had it, and yeah, you know, because we were never taught. And that's not a bad thing, but at some point you're going to have to cut that off, that generational curse off. You're going to have to face some things, okay? And you're going to have to deal with it, and it's going to cost you a price of some blood, sweat, and tears. But I promise you, when you come out of that thing, you're going to feel so much better, because sometimes you just got to let it go. All right, number 1, stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. There is never going to be a perfect moment or opportunity. You have to create it, and the best way to do that is to act. Let me say that again. There's never perfect anything or opportunity, but you have to create that the best way. And the best way to do that is to act on it. What does the Bible tell us? It tells us that faith without works is dead. Okay? You can have all the faith in the world, but if you are not acting on that thing, you're not going to see that thing happen. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Faith without works is dead. Sister so-and-so could go all day long and tell me, yeah, my God is a good God. But let me tell you something. You have to act on that thing. You got to really put your trust into God, but you still have to act on it. You can't just sit there. Okay? So, number 2, you keep saying that you don't have time. Yes, for yourself. You have to do it for yourself. You're right. Number 2, you keep saying that you don't have time. Invite your followers. If you have any followers or Twitters or anybody, invite your followers. Number 2, you have to, the truth is, we all have the time. We all have the time. The only difference is how we use it. Did you hear what I said? The only difference is how we use it. So stop giving yourself the excuse that you don't have time to do anything. We say things like there's not enough hours in the day. Let me tell you. Sometimes you can honestly, thank you for inviting your Twitter followers. Thank you for the hearts. sometimes what happens is you just got to look at some things. What am I doing that instead of watching TV, I could be sitting here reading a book. Instead of going out with my friends, I can just stay home and I can learn to focus. Instead of going out to eat, you know what? Let me learn how to, let me YouTube or Google how to make a salad. Let me learn how to make squash spaghetti. Let me, you know what I'm saying? You stop giving yourself excuses. Excuses are tools of the incompetent, building bridges to nowhere and monuments to nothing. Okay? That's what I was taught. Okay? And it is the truth. Number 3, you keep giving in to fear. Now, as humans, we are afraid, we get afraid of some things, and that's normal, but don't let it consume you. This is how people fall into depression, and I can tell you that because I've been there. Okay, I have been there. I have been where you are. I have been where you may go. Okay, and I don't want you to end up there. Fear is evidence appearing real, but it is not real. The thing is with fear is you cannot feed it. Nice to meet you. It's time for my quick stuff. Yes, definitely. So, we have to deal with them. We have to face our fears. One fear for me when I was going through depression was death. Thank you for following me. Thank you so much. One thing that happened for me while in depression was I was too much in fear. I was so much in fear. And the fear for me was death. Okay? So I didn't want to go outside. Everybody was, so much violence. I don't want to go outside. They say so-and-so got shot down the street. Or so. I don't want to go out there. I was in fear every day, all day. I was just like, oh my God, something going to happen. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. And this is what happens to us many times. We continue to feed it. And it grows and it grows and it gets bigger and bigger, and you can't do those things that you should be doing and walking into your purpose because you're feeding fear. You're letting the enemy continue to control your mind. Okay? And so that leads me to number 4. Oh, you were. Thank you. Number 4. Keep educating yourself. Okay? Knowledge is power. Okay? Give yourself knowledge to empower yourself with greatness. We live in a time right now. One which the internet allows us to use and see so much, and so we become exposed to much. So stay guarded in what you say and who you let in. Let me tell you why. Because many times you're around people who talk negative. Okay, you notice if you talk to Susie, right? Every time you talk to Susie, your pressure go up. Well, why is that? Susie may always be talking negative or talking about something that just may not be something that you need to be entertaining. So you need not to entertain it. Okay? What I learned in my depression was this. It was okay to say no. It was okay to to love myself, and I did not have to worry about somebody else's mess. Their mess was not my problem. Stop taking on problems that are not yours. Okay? If they're your friends, then they're going to respect that you tell them, I do not want to hear this. I cannot. I apologize. I feel you may need someone to talk to. Maybe this person may be good for you to talk to, because I'm not your therapist. I just can't do that. You got to stay guarded. You got to stay out of the media with so much mess that is going on in the media. Because what's happening is you are exposing yourself to many things that are going to continue to put you in fear. Okay? And then you're looking for quick fixes to rid it. You're looking for quick fixes to rid problems that you need to really just get to the root of it. Take care of it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's going to grow roots. And especially if you carry it for a lifetime, that problem that you could have faced and not even been a long time to deal with now has become ultimately a very long time to deal with, because now you got to get rid of the layers. Now you got to get to the root, then you got to get to the root, and then you got to cut the core out, and then you got to cut off the branches or everything else that came along with it. You see what I'm saying? Because now it has fed itself all over you, and you know, this is what happened in our lives. You see what I'm saying? So number 5, consistency. Okay, we get too comfortable. I'm gonna use the example of losing weight. Sometimes when people lose weight, we get down to that 150 we want, you know, and we get their hips or whatever we looking for, that shape we want. What happens is we don't become as consistent as we were before. We're not into that thing anymore because we see a result and then we get comfortable. Don't ever get comfortable. And when you're around people, they should never be comfortable. They should be uncomfortable when they're around you. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing either. So start speaking life into yourself. Put positive things into the atmosphere. Speak those things out loud to yourself. Don't just keep it here. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are. Look yourself into the mirror and tell yourself how great you are. You know what I'm saying? Follow people. I'm going back to number 4. Follow people who are going to inspire you. Follow people who you want to be like, who are on that level of where you want to be. You see what I'm saying? Because they will empower you and motivate you to become that person that you want to be, that you aspire to be. Okay, so you start to motivate yourself. Start to do that. Speak to yourself. Be consistent in those things that are going to help you to get to that place of where you need to be, so that you can rid yourself of these problems. Okay, so that you don't have to have a quick fix. Let me tell you, if things were given to us so easy, I don't think any of us would be very appreciative to anything. I don't think we will appreciate, a lot of things. I don't think we will be as wise as we are. So I thank God for every trial that I have gone through. I thank God for all of the tears I have shed. I thank God because at that moment of time, I probably did not understand what I was going through. But now today, I am in a place of greatness. I am happy. And so what happened was I had to face every fear. I had to face that thing. I had to face it. I had to fear death. I had to face it. I was taking care of my uncle. My uncle passed away. And lo and behold, who the Lord leaves there? Me. I had to be the only family member, because there was nobody else around, to make the decisions and the call to say, you know what, let him go. And he waited for me before he took his last breath. And he opened up his eyes, and I had to tell him, let go and let God. And it scared me, and I yelled and I screamed, but it's a part of life. And let me tell you, I faced it. And when I faced it, I said, God, I didn't have a panic attack. You know, I laugh about it now, but then when I was having attacks, they were not funny to me. And then not funny, but what I'm saying is now I could look back on that, and I'm very proud of where God has brought me from. So I hope you guys enjoyed the scope. Remember, there's no perfect anything or opportunity. The only perfect I know is my God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I thank God for him. I thank God for you guys. If you are replaying this, thank you so much. Share this on your Twitter. You can contact me if you need to reach me. My email, mvroconnect@gmail.com. I thank you guys for tuning in. Bless you. I'm going to be doing more Periscopes, and I want you guys to pull out your pen and paper. So if you're going to replay this, please pull out your pen and paper. Take notes. Share with your friends and family. It is going to be okay. There's no quick fix, but ask yourself, when is enough just enough?